Good morning, and we are live. Got a lot to talk about, a lot of different things going on today. It's kind of a crazy news day, but we have got updates on the latest in Las Vegas. I told you so. Let's get into it. So I took a lot of hell yesterday on social media because I put out a post that told people, look, we don't know crap about what's going on in Las Vegas. And I have to be very careful about the way I talk about this. And I want to apologize to folks for what happened with the last live. I'm not even mad about it. I'll be honest with you. A lot of speculation about what happened. The live got cut off. I'm not even mad at Google or actually Google's the parent company of YouTube for cutting it off. I'm not. It was an overabundance of caution. I get it. We're going to be very, very careful about the way we talk about this subject today to make sure that they understand that we're not talking about the glorification of any bad behaviors or anything like that. But they restored that live because they realized that we were doing none of that. We were just talking about current events. So yeah, let's dig into it. Let's dig into what's going on. This is Matthew Levelsberger. He is the guy that was in Las Vegas with the cyber truck. He did not survive, is the way we will say it, to make sure that we don't end up with going afoul of any AI programs that don't understand, which is what happened last time. Leibelsberger, a lot of people were just screaming that this was a terrorist attack. It's a terrorist attack. It's just too much of a coincidence. Same night, same rental company with the car. Folks, this is a nationwide rental company. It was pure coincidence that they both rented from the same place. I kept telling people, and I got so much crap yesterday for even daring to say this. People were like, "Oh man, he had fireworks in the back of his truck, and he had camping fuel, and he was intent." I'm like, "This is New Year's, guys. This is New Year's. Fireworks shouldn't be a shock. It just shouldn't be a shock. Just don't read anything into it till we know what's going on. No, this doesn't look like a terrorist attack," and I gave my reasoning for it. Matthew Leibelsberger was a Green Beret, Special Forces trained soldier. His military career is incredible. This guy had skills. And if it had been his intent to A, damage the hotel, or B, hurt as many people as possible, which is what you want to do in a horrific way in a terrorist attack, he could have done both of those things spectacularly. The man had skills. So no, I immediately said, no, that was not his intent. It is obviously not his intent. And I told people, we're going to find out something about this guy. We're going to find, well, he, how do I put this so that I don't get in trouble? Chose to not be with us with extreme prejudice. I said, well, yeah, of course. He didn't get out of a burning vehicle. Of course. But that doesn't mean anything. And everybody, and I don't just mean social media. I mean, people that should have damn well known better were calling this a terrorist attack. When I knew, folks, Occam's razor, Occam's razor. If a guy has the kind of skills that we train our special soldiers, our Green Berets to have, uh, doesn't hurt a lot of people in an incident like this, he didn't mean to. He really didn't mean to. So it turns out I was right. It was not a terrorist attack. He was not intending to hurt a bunch of people. He was responding to this. So the tea that finally got spilled is that his wife told him, I know you're cheating on me, and I'm divorcing you at Christmas. So the day after Christmas, he rented a Cybertruck and drove to Las Vegas. Did he intend to do this? I don't know. Again, that would be speculation beyond my pay grade. We do know that he cut off his current wife and wasn't communicating with her, but he was texting his ex like crazy. He had an 8-month-old baby. He was just home on leave. He was going to have to go back. He was going to be redeployed. I mean, he was going back on duty, I should say. Yeah, this wasn't going to be a good time for him. And he's MAGA, ultra MAGA. So yeah, he wasn't trying to hurt Trump and his hotel. This guy was ultra MAGA. But we are finding out from people that knew him, of course, his family is painting him in absolutely the most spectacular light. His uncles and brothers and this, that, and the other. He was a true patriot, and you can tell they're MAGA too. He didn't mean to hurt Trump. He loved Trump. But we're finding out from other people that, well, let's just pull it up. I got it here somewhere. For you. I must have clicked it down. There's an article that the ex-wife and had stopped commenting on him for years. But when they went and interviewed her, they don't just come talk to you. They talk to your neighbors and everybody that knows you. And they found friends of the ex-wife that say, oh yeah, we've had to console her for years. He preyed upon her. She battles with depression, and he was absolutely abusive about her depression. That's why they ended up divorced. So yeah, turns out this may not have been the greatest guy in the world after all. And he did a very selfish thing. But again, people that should have known better, that should have understood that you don't know, don't jump to conclusions, don't say things that are stupid, especially when you're a person of responsibility. Leadership means something. People respond to what you say. These people should have known better. This is why I took the tack that I did, that said, look, hold on, people, hold on. The New Orleans attack, we know. This is one of the things that scares the hell out of us the most. This was homegrown, self-radicalized terrorism. We knew that from the things that the guy said. He was born here in the United States of America. He served. He, by all accounts, should have had a decent life. He was a real estate agent in Houston, Texas. Of course, MAGA are making immediately started blaming immigrants. I'm surprised they didn't tell everybody he was snacking on a dog when he did it. You know, I mean, just made crap up the entire way instead of doing the responsible thing and telling people what was actually going on. Because, folks, this is what happened in New Orleans is a massive problem. It is really, really scary. It is what the FBI, the CIA, everybody will tell you, this is what keeps us up at night. This guy had feelings, strong feelings about things that are going on around the world, and he self-radicalized. He is not tied to some sheik, some cleric. He doesn't live in the Middle East. This is not something that affects him personally in his own personal life. This is just something he cared about, so he murdered people over it. And yeah, he had an ISIS flag tied to the back of his truck. Was he a moron? Yeah, the flag was upside down. He didn't understand Arabic. He didn't even understand the cause that he considered himself a part of. Was literally flying his frickin' ISIS flag upside down. This is what we have to be afraid of, folks. This is that. But what was happening in Las Vegas? No. I heard the details on this. None of it made sense. Why would an ultra MAGA guy try to blow up the Trump Hotel? And a lot of people on our side immediately went to their own fever dreams, just like all the stuff MAGA says to the bigots. Oh, I want that, man. I want that. Let's eat that up. It started happening on the left. People started formulating this narrative that, oh, well, he's disaffected MAGA. He's upset at Trump. There was nothing about what that happened there that told us that. It was, I don't know, folks. It just really, that really got under my skin, because we have to have good information. We're not the stupids. We're not. And I take it personally when people, you're spreading conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theory they were accusing me of spreading was that we don't know that it was a terrorist attack. I mean, people were saying that. Me sitting here saying, you don't know what's going on. He could have been camping. That's why he had camping fuel. You don't know. You don't know. We don't have the background information yet. But it doesn't look like a terrorist attack because, again, he could have made a really big boom if he wanted to. Obviously, he didn't. And two, the guy loved Trump, adored him. So much so that when he decided to leave our company with extreme prejudice, he wanted to be near Trump. But yeah, folks, thanks for the support. I really appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you very much. You're the only reason I can do this. Thank you, Lorenzo. I appreciate you, man. I really do. But yeah, we've got stuff like this. Not only people on our side that really, 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 really wanted this to be a guy that was mad at Trump, saying dumb stuff, but that's just your common person, okay? That was just a lot of social media. People, just everyday people, really wanting that to be true. That I can almost excuse, because people are people. And we have to remember that when we talk about politics. People are people. But this is unexcusable. This is Tom Homan. This is a guy that is going to make decisions and be responsible for what happens in people's lives in an extreme way. This is Tom Homan talking about Las Vegas.
Just to circle back there, you said earlier, and you just referenced again a terrorist connection there in Las Vegas. The police chief said they haven't identified that. But to your point, you said you believed as this investigation carries out in Las Vegas, that I believe you just said you believe they will find a connection. Do you have any other information or have you been privy to any other information other than what we just directly heard from the police there in Las Vegas?
No, I don't. This is a gut feeling. I've done this for 3.5 decades. I just think there's too many similarities, too much coincidence. I think something down the road they're going to show there's some sort of connection. Whether it's this, they got.
Well, Tom, your instincts are shit. Your instincts are shit. And you're law enforcement. Your job is to say to the American people, we don't know. We will find out. We will tell you. It is not your job to make suppositions which are wrong. It's not your job to feed into people, oh, it's terrorism, And then you've got Congress people like Marjorie Taylor Greene here telling people, oh, it's been said. You know, whenever they say it's been said or they say or anything like that, they're pulling it straight from their anus. It's been said he crossed the border 2 days ago. No, he didn't. He was born and raised here, lived his entire life here, you dumbass. He served in our military. He was an American all the way. Homegrown terrorism. Chad Sear. How many Trump supporters does it take to change a light bulb? None. He tells them the light bulb is broken and they sit in the dark and applaud. Yeah, I've heard so many variations. That's a good one. That's a good one. I won't go into it. There's several jokes about that. But Lori Yates, thank you for the support. I appreciate you, Lori. I appreciate you. Sherry Foster, thank you, Sherry, for always being here. Jeremy Breeden, appreciate what you do. Hope this will help achieve your New Year's goals of traveling, tinkering, and buying those ape hangers. Thanks, Jeremy. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate you, man. I do. But I say the money, y'all, look, I'm telling you, we have lived beneath our means our entire life. I don't take your contributions to use for personal shit. I don't. I rat hole it away. I've got a brand new computer. You notice things are running much smoother. Brand new computer here that you guys bought to do this show. So that's the kind of things I spend the contributions on. And I'm a tightwad. I am. Randy Oliver, if you lie enough, the stupids believe it. Yep. People will believe what they want to hear. They will. I'm just going to pause the show right now to make this point again, and I will make it over and over and over and over again. I was watching the Midas Touch podcast last night, and they were making a great point. They call it ABC. Always be campaigning. Always be campaigning. Great point. I would also like to make a point that anyway, I'll just leave it with that. I'm taking too much time. But Tom Homan wasn't the only one. Elon Musk offers personal aid in Las Vegas Cybertruck explosion probe. What help? Elon Musk isn't an engineer. He's not a criminal investigator. I mean, technically, what help could he offer? None, really. None. He offered up some of his own people to provide information from cameras. Great. Law enforcement was going to get that anyways. They were going to subpoena the footage that, when you're at a supercharger, there's a camera recording you. The information from the truck, they were going to download that data anyways. But yeah, you go ahead and claim that you're a freaking hero. Meanwhile, you're saying stupid crap like this. From the same article, the evil knuckleheads picked the wrong vehicle for a terrorist attack. Musk posted Wednesday on X, the social media site he owns. Wasn't a terrorist attack. Now what? You're going to come out and say, you know what? If you want to cook yourself, Cybertruck's a great vehicle. Let me tell you, you have no idea how a car bomb works if you make a stupid statement like that. No idea how a car bomb works. The size of these explosions. Folks, they level buildings. You know, they take huge chunks out of entire apartment buildings, high-rise apartment buildings, when they utilize carbon. No, the fact that it's inside a Tesla cyber, this is the kind of grift. This is the kind of stupidity that Elon Musk is. You talk about the emperor has no clothes. I mean, I have never seen somebody fall in such spectacular fashion as I have seen Elon Musk fall. In a period of what, 5 years, he's gone from being a guy that people really liked and thought was going to do great things to someone that people realize is just willing to say anything. Willing to say anything. And I got to tell you, it's made me lose faith in Wall Street also. It has. Because I've been asking the question, what the hell is Tesla's valuation based on? And you have people on Wall Street asking the same damn question because the metrics don't match up to any other car manufacturer. And they don't match the reality of Tesla's business. In a market that gained 21% last year, year over year, a 21% increase in sales and deliveries, the EV market is exploding. It is the fastest growing segment. It is growing faster than EV. Do you remember when SUVs became popular? Remember the old Explorer? That was really one of the first that started the SUV craze. I mean, there had always been a Blazer and a Bronco and things like that in the past, but they were pretty specialized vehicles. Then along came the Ford Explorer and they just exploded. EVs are growing faster than that. Tesla lost ground last year. Their fourth quarter report just came out, and for the year 2024, they sold 1% fewer cars than they sold the year before in a market that grew by 21%. The emperor has no clothes. And this guy is too stupid to know that people have caught on. You know, what is Tesla's valuation based on? Robo-taxis? Robo-taxis. There are two companies already out there. Here's one, Cruise taxi service. Cruise is GM's self-driving taxi service. And they've already figured out here. This is Cruise and their self-driving vehicles, their self-driving taxi service. That it is on the street and doing business and losing money right now today. And they are realizing exactly what I told you about the self-driving dream. Sure. And it goes back to that thing that everybody wants to, believes what they want to hear. It is a great science fiction idea to write. When you see it in Star Trek, there's a vehicle that, it's like almost like public transit, but it's your own vehicle driving you where you need to go. These cars can't function. They have to have a remote driver all the time. They cannot, they end up having to have people employed to be a remote driver to get it out of situations against you. They can't, nobody will allow them to operate on freeways because they have so many problems. Here's another. Here's another. This one's Waymo. Let me ask you something. Who do you think's got more technical chops? Google or Elon Musk? When it comes to technology, Google or Elon Musk? Because this is Waymo. This is Google's self-driving taxi service. Their parent company is Alphabet, the same parent company as Google. Same problems, folks. Same problems. Operating at a loss. They have to have remote drivers. They have to, the cars can't operate on their own. They can't take the highway, so the trips are longer. All of the same problems. So, yeah, Elon Musk's promise of a robo-taxi is dead on arrival because they didn't do what the oligarchs would need to do. You want me to tell you how you get self-driving taxis? I'll tell you how you get self-driving taxis. Kay Allen, Tesla is another failed business just like the GOP. Amen. Amen. It just, the music hasn't stopped yet, so we don't know who gets caught without a chair. 1 second. Oh, hey, thank you again for the Hanks coffee. It's really good. It's really good. Did not know. I did some research on it. Owned by Tom Hanks. Did not know that. Founded by Tom Hanks. They take all their profits and they can donate them to veterans causes. Cool, man. I appreciate you sending me that. And it's good. It's good. A lot of people complain that it's not strong enough. But I don't know, man. Mine is perfect. It's smooth. It's rich. No sour, no bitter. Thanks for sending it to me. Today's show powered by Hanks. I appreciate you. But yeah, you want to know what it would take for Elon Musk's promise, yet another promise? I mean, come on, man. I mean, how many times are we going to go down this Trumpian grift with Elon Musk? California was investing in high-speed rail. So here comes Elon Musk promising Hyperloop. Yeah, that went nowhere. That's gone. Jason Ray, thank you for the support. Google quantum chips equals game over, Elon. Yeah, I'm telling you. I am telling you. It's Hanx, Hanks. But yeah. If you wanted self-driving cars, you have to change our infrastructure. You have to change the way our streets work to work for self-driving cars. You have to change the laws around them. You have to put crossovers that keep pedestrians out of the street. There are a lot of things that have to happen to our infrastructure for that dream of self-driving vehicles to work. As it is with what we have in our cities, you have to have a human being that can make decisions, that can make assessments, that can understand what's going on around them the way only a human being can. Yeah, I mean, it's a great science fiction dream. But if that's what they're basing the value of Tesla on, robo-taxis, and I've seen on social media, these MAGA nuts all proclaiming they're going to take their money. What money? But anyway, they're going to take their money, buy a robo-taxi. They're going to get rich. They're going to get rich running robo-taxis. No, you're not, dude. No, you're not. Because none of the companies, if Google and General Motors can't make this work, Bubba from Oklahoma, you ain't going to make it work, brother. But yeah, I mean, Neuralink, come on, man. How many things? We're supposed to be going to Mars already. I mean, all these, he is so freaking Trump. He is Trump. Make outrageous promises and people keep buying it. Wolf McBash is self-driving a pipe dream without massive infrastructure and tech investment. Amen. Amen. You're just not going to make it work on the roads as they exist. And, let me tell you, Valerie, Matthew Martin, I appreciate you. There are people that drive taxis for a living. What do you think they're going to do to your self-driving taxi? You think they're just going to be cool with their jobs evaporating? Or do you think they're just going to screw these cars up? Throw a milkshake on the camera, and then that's it. That car is out of business until they come clean it up. ET, self-driving needs trillions in infrastructure investment. It does. It does. It does. They've tried to, I talked about this in the previous show. Volvo, I follow this very closely because I have to tell you, the driver's assists are amazing. That is going to be great. I was talking to the owner of a body shop here near me, and he said, man, I'm going to see probably a 25% drop in business because of the driver assist. Cars hitting the brakes for you. That's one thing. A car working with you, that's one thing. But self-driving? No, not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're going to have to program these cars with each state's different way of dealing with things. Hell, I almost had a head-on collision on New Year's Eve with a human driver because the off-ramp off one of those interstates here was designed so badly. I mean, it has a fishhook turn, a high-speed fishhook turn, not a 90 degree. It fishhooks. And the guy that was coming the other direction crossed over because he couldn't make the turn at speed. It's just a disaster. They want you to slow down to like 25 miles an hour to make this turn. It's like, look, man, I'm coming off a freeway. How the hell do I get to 25 miles an hour without slamming on the brakes and screwing everybody behind me? And the guy comes, it's crazy. It's craziness. And they think that they're going to have self-driving cars. Anyways, I'm beating that horse to death. Fact is that Elon Musk is full of shit, but he should know better. He should know better. And that's the problem. These people don't understand leadership, the responsibilities of leadership at all. There's a big trend right now. There is. I like cars. I like motorcycles. I like, I'm a guy in that respect. And there's a big trend going around. If it ain't got an ashtray in it, I ain't buying it. Oh my God. We got a whole generation of people that don't know what it's like to ride in a car that's got an ashtray in the back of the seat. Oh my God. But yeah, speaking of leadership that should know better, Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the news again. God, this woman disgusts me. She just disgusts me. She is has to be one of the worst human beings on the face of the planet. What is she doing now? Well, let me introduce you to Matthew Graves. Matthew Graves, the U.S. attorney responsible for prosecuting January 6th defendants, some of the most violent defendants. Matthew Graves has been the subject of persecution by Republicans because Republicans want to rewrite history. They want to tell, and it's working on the stupids. It is. It's working on the stupids. Yeah, I had this moron who thought he was smart coming into my comments about January 6th, about, prove to me where it was an insurrection. Mr. Dumbass ditch digger turned lawyer. They're on message, man. They're the stupids, the MAGA morons, the weak character MAGA freaks that want to believe that they're right and that January 6th was righteous and they were defending the country and our electoral system. And yeah, they're on it, man. They're on it. So yeah, the Republicans have been going after the Department of Justice. They've been going after all the prosecutors. They've been attacking people. So he resigned. He said, I don't want to deal with this. I'm out in January. I'm out. Forget it. Get a new one. I'm tired of dealing with this. I did my job. Sue me. So she, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the elevator flatulator, has absolutely sworn to use her office and her power as a congresswoman to not let this criminal prosecutor go. He may have resigned, but that don't mean it's over. That don't mean it's over. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna use my office to get him. Yeah, we have Republicans stating openly to any camera they can find that they are going to attack prosecutors and calling the prosecutors that went to court, followed the law, stood before a judge, did their job. They're going to put those people in prison. Yeah, tell me this isn't an oligarchy. And on those, Kay Allen, the oligarchs don't want the responsibility of leadership. No, they do not. It's a show. It's a show. It's never about doing the job. It's never about grinding the sausage that is governing. It's always with Republicans, and Fox News and all of these people. It's just a spectacle. It's stupidity. It's a spectacle all the time. I'll give you an example. Now, you would think Fox News, as an organization with as much money as they make, would have infrastructure, right? I mean, they call themselves Fox News, even though they argue in court that they're not news, but they call themselves Fox News. So you'd think they'd have some infrastructure, right? Well, this happened. Brian Kilmeade just humiliates himself. Enjoy the Schadenfreude.
Well, I got bad news. Congressman Bob Good just tweeted out he will not be voting for Mike
Well, remember, Brian, Bob Good has left, so I don't is maybe there's some other name, but Bob Good is
Did you see that deer in the headlights flash? Look there, where he starts looking down to read the press release there. Let me back it up just a little bit so you can see this. Look at Brian Kilmeade's face.
Well, remember, Brian, Bob Good has left, so I don't is maybe there's some other name, but Bob Good is
Can we check that?
Yeah.
Are you saying
yes. Bob Good lost that close primary back in that Virginia seat.
Okay, this is what's happening here. This is what's happening here, folks. Bob Good's in the Capitol, and you have a Fox News reporter runs up and shoves a microphone in his face. You've seen it over and over and over and over again. Shoves a microphone in his face. Are you going to be voting for Speaker Johnson? Because Mike Johnson's in trouble. Despite the fact that Donald Trump has endorsed him, you have the Freedom Caucus of the Republican Party that they're going to do it again. It's going to be chaos again over the speakership. They're vowing to raise hell again. So they run up to Bob Good. Are you going to vote for Speaker Johnson? Are you going to vote for Johnson as Speaker? To which Bob Good responds, I will not be voting for Speaker. He lost his primary. He was primaried on the right. Bob Good, radical Bob Good, was primaried on the right and will not be part of the next Congress. Fox News reported this. And Bob Good says, I will not be voting for Speaker. So they take a press release, run it to Brian Kilmeade. Ooh, breaking news. Bob Good's not going to vote for Mike Johnson. That's not what he said. And they went on air with this. These people are morons. They are morons. They are all about that spectacle. They are all about that spectacle. And yes, Courtney, we live in idiocracy. We do. We do. Folks, again, I cannot, you're going to hear this out of me so much, you're going to get tired of me saying it. You are not the stupids. You understand. You see big picture. You think big picture. You call me on the carpet when you think I'm wrong. You do not goose step because you have critical thinking skills. Most people are not you. This is Brian Kilmeade humiliating himself on air because his news institution did this. They could not function. Nobody remembered that they ran a story about the fact that Bob Good was primary to the right. Nobody ran a story. I mean, remember that they knew Bob Good wasn't going to be there and why. Nobody in their institution understood that it's not this Congress that's going to be voting. It's next Congress that's going to be voting. None of that. Fox has none of that. It is not a news institution. It's just not. And I have to say, if you want to find a silver line, thanks for the support, Debbie. I appreciate you. You're spot on. If you want to find a silver lining in all of this, yeah. I tell people, what are we going to do, Paul? What are we going to do, Texas Paul? What are we going to do? I tell people, this is going to suck. Elections have consequences. They're going to do some really sorry crap. But again, it was as close to a 50-50 election as you get. We're going to put up a good fight. But thank God, here's the silver lining. They're morons. They are morons. I mean, yeah. I mean, they want to do some awful crap. And yeah, they're going to try. But yeah, we're going to tie this shit up for years. Everything they do, they're not going to know how to effectively do. This is where the 2025 project was a problem. This was put together by competent attorneys. It was a roadmap to cause chaos. These people can't implement it. They're failing. I mean, really, you think Pete Hegseth, do you think he's going to be able to do anything practically in the Department of Defense to further their awful, bigoted, white supremacist driven crap? Oh, he'll try. I mean, I have no doubt that he's going to try. But do you think they're going to be able to get it to Kash Patel running the FBI? That man is a moron. He is just a moron. So yeah, that's the silver lining. That's the silver lining. And this right here. It's going to be less than 2 years because remember, for several months before the election, the Republicans go into chaos because they have to try to figure out what they're going to run on. And it's going to be a backlash election. And it's going to be a backlash against the worst of it. So you're going to have Republicans trying to run away from it and Republicans that are pissed because people are trying to run away from the ultra MAGA bigotry. So yes, again, what Midas was talking about with ABC, always be campaigning. I have said this from the get-go. Never get off a campaign footing. We are going to make them pay for every idiotic thing they do and say. That is my job. That is what you are supporting. I am going to make them look like the fools they are. Linda Hoaxer says, I'm giving Elon Musk 2.5 months plus or minus a fortnight to last in this administration. He doesn't get this is the Donald Trump show, not the Elon Musk show. Okay, let's put the brakes on. Linda, I'm going to disagree with you. I don't get me wrong. Brilliant point. Brilliant speculation. But what I'm seeing out of Donald Trump is this is his last term. He knows it. And he's going to grift every dollar he can. And who has dollars? The MAGA nutballs that he promised all the hate and stuff to? Or the money guys? Or the money guys that need the H-1B visas, that need the immigrant workers? Trump's come out, taken a side. He's taken a side. He's going with the billionaire. He's going where the money is. And MAGA is in full freak out mode. You remember Nick Fuentes? We talked about him a couple times. He's a guy that specializes. He's created a whole community of hate. They're called groypers. They attack the LGBTQ plus community like crazy. They are all about hate and believe that they should be. And Nick Fuentes has been caught twice streaming gay porn, accidentally streaming gay porn on his show, where he claims he was hacked by Israel. Israel hacked him and did it. I mean, because, you know, they're bigoted against Jewish people too. Yeah, they have lost their ever-loving minds because Elon Musk has suspended groypers wholesale. Just suspended their accounts. Nick Fuentes' base. Because they are furious about the H-1B visas. And Trump came out and sided with Elon publicly, on a microphone. Oh, we need H-1B visas. And the bigots have lost their mind. And they haven't figured out how to blame Trump yet. Again, I'm talking about, they're blaming us. They're blaming us. I talked about this in the last show. I'll talk about it again. The narrative that's coming out with the bigots in MAGAville, which is all of them, isn't that Trump is doing exactly what we're talking about, because we can see the big picture. We understand Trump's a grifter. He's just going with the money people. In Stupidville, the story is that we put Elon Musk in there as a plant, and he has somehow brainwormed Donald Trump into abandoning MAGA. We did it. Elon Musk is deep state, and we programmed Elon Musk to go in as a Manchurian candidate to take over MAGA and lead Donald Trump astray. They can't bring themselves to say that Donald Trump screwed them or is abandoning them or is, God forbid, wrong. It's that, Elon Musk is our Manchurian candidate that has gone in and not a candidate. He's not elected to anything, but it's us. We did it. And I'll be honest with you. I kind of am okay with them saying that. Yeah, I did it to you. Never saw that one coming, did you, MAGA? So no, I don't agree. I don't agree. Linda, it was a great point, but I don't agree with you. I think Trump's going to go with the money people. I think he's going to do whatever he has to do to put more money in his pocket over the next 4 years. And it's going to be hell on the Republicans. Again, it's going to be a backlash election, and we're going to create the biggest tidal wave of backlash that we possibly can. I mean, we are going to laugh our asses off at these people's failures. Raspberry Skittlebutt Dragon, Trump never needs another voter. He always needs money. Musk isn't going anywhere. Yeah. Amen. Amen. This is something else that we're about to, great segue there, NJ Osborne. I hope you're talking about what I'm talking about. If you haven't heard, there is a new war on drugs as part of the Republicans. They've come out and they've put their priorities out on paper. When they put out the new House rules, they included in it 12 bills as part of the House rules, and we're going to run through them real quick. We'll do an entire show on all of this as it unfolds, because these are going to end up being a fight. But yeah, I'll just run through them real quick. First bill is the whole attacking transgender people. The gender of athletes competing in college or university sports would be determined by what they were declared at the time of birth under Title IX law. The bill itself is so vague. It doesn't say what it's going to do or how it's going to. It's a joke. It is a joke. It is just more shiny object for the bigots and hate. The second bill is the Department of Homeland Security Secretary would be required to have federal law enforcement arrest any illegal immigrant who has been charged, not just convicted of theft. So basically, to get somebody deported, all you have to do is accuse them of theft. Stupid bill, won't fly, won't make it through the court system. These things are just pure idiocy, folks. They're really dumb. And like I said, the silver lining, they're morons. These bills overwhelmingly are doomed to fail in the courts. They are. Their hope is that they can paint it as though we're against immigrants that steal being arrested. That's the way they're going to sell it. But in reality, the law is so poorly written, it cannot function in our court system, is the real story. Any illegal immigrant encountered attempting to enter illegally at the border would be barred from being released into the country if he or she has a conviction or has been charged with a sex offense or domestic violence. Additionally, a person with that charge or conviction within the U.S. would be susceptible to deportation. That is already the law. If you're picked up crossing the border and you are a convicted sex offender or something, they don't let you in. They don't. They deport you. That system already exists. Sorry. But, hey, the stupids, right? The assault by an illegal immigrant of a police officer at the local, state, tribal, or federal level would be grounds for deportation. No, I mean it. These are bills they put into their House rules. I mean, really, they're really saying this. The assault by an illegal immigrant of a police officer at the local, state, or tribal would be grounds for deportation. It is already grounds for deportation. You can't assault a cop. You can't. Sanctuary cities and states or jurisdictions, I love this one. This is fucking hilarious. The sanctuary cities and states and jurisdictions that do not cooperate with the federal immigration and law enforcement would receive no federal funding, in parentheses now, intended to benefit such aliens. So if you're a sanctuary city and you get federal funding for, I don't know, highways, security infrastructure, anti-terrorism infrastructure, that's intended to benefit everyone. And the last time I checked, immigrants fall under the umbrella of everyone. How fast do you think this is going to fail in court because some radical, bigoted, right-wing, billionaire-funded organization is going to sue to hold up critical infrastructure support over sanctuary cities? Talk about doomed to fail. And that bill is written that vaguely. It is written that vaguely on purpose because they want these to go to court. They do. That is the goal, folks. Just to remind you, that is the goal. They want these to go to court. Linda Corcoran, do you think that JD is laying low, assembling a less offensive cabinet to take over Amendment 25? Just a crazy thought. I think he has been kicked to the curb because he is unappealing, and Donald Trump hates unappealing people and things that interfere with his ability to grift money. And that's exactly what JD Vance does. Because he's awkward and weird, and it just is. He just is. All right, number 6. Let's run through these. We got 12. Any U.S. citizen or immigrant arrested or intentionally fleeing a federal police officer while driving would face criminal and immigration charges. All right, let me read that again. Any U.S. citizen or immigrant arrested for intentionally fleeing a federal police officer while driving would face criminal and immigration charges. Are y'all catching what's wrong with that bill? How do you bring immigration charges against a U.S. citizen? Where are you going to deport them to? This is a bill, folks. This is really a bill. I'm not kidding. It's in their House rules package. Exactly. They intend, this is the 90-day fiance regime. They intend to have the spectacle of American citizens held in camps. And Tom Homan has promised, and Fox has already built it. They're selling it, that Tom Homan will do a weekly address to where he can highlight criminals they put in these camps. Now, I already told you, there's an existing system to process these people out. This is what it was for, so that they can pretend they're doing something special. He's in our camp. We did this. No, the system was already there. The system was already going to process them out. That's what happens when people break the law and they're immigrating here. They get busted, they get kicked out of the country. But this specifically mentions American citizens. And I'm not even kidding. It specifically mentions American citizens. It starts out, any U.S. citizen. Right. Yeah, that, folks, come on. Do you really think that a 50-50 election was any kind of, even if you said they're going to be fascists, they're going to be a fascist regime, they're going to be, do you think a 50-50 election was a mandate to deport U.S. citizens? To where? I don't know. And I mean, just this is the kind of stupidity and moronic behavior they think is going to fly. People don't like this when it's actually time to govern. They don't. Ensuring healthcare practitioners exercise the proper degree of care in the case of a child who survives an abortion or attempted abortion. That happens already. If they attempt to abort a fetus, first of all, if you know anything about a DNC, yeah, that no, I'm not going to get into it. It's harsh. It's unnecessarily harsh to describe what happens in a DNC, but yeah, usually we'll just say the fetus comes out in pieces, usually. But yeah, should there be that ultra rare case where someone is involved in an abortion where the fetus is born. And again, this is specifically written for the stupids who will believe that there are abortions out there where doctors are taking completely viable fetuses, late terms, which, late term abortions are the rarest abortions. But something has to be horribly wrong because most doctors won't even perform a late term abortion unless it is guaranteed that fetus ain't gonna make it. I mean, the medical information has to be there for that doctor to participate in that. It just does. So, anyways, this entire bill was written for the stupids who believe that somehow there are all these fetuses being born in abortions and doctors are just killing them afterwards. They keep telling you they're killing babies after they're born. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. And if you've got a lie like that, you don't have a leg to stand on. Sanction the International Criminal Court for its efforts investigating, arresting, detaining, or prosecuting protected person from the U.S. or allied nations. Yeah, they just don't want to participate in the International Criminal Court. That's for Netanyahu, by the way. That really has nothing to do with American citizens. That's just verbiage for Netanyahu because the International Criminal Court is going after Benjamin Netanyahu. The National Voter Registration Act would be changed to require proof of U.S. citizenship in order to register to vote in elections for federal office. Great. Do me a favor. Prove to me your citizenship. I mean, legally, if somebody forced me to do that, I would go get my birth certificate. But they're claiming that birthright is, being born here isn't proof of citizenship. So, yeah, that's going to be a mess. That's just going to be a mess. They're just trying to make it harder to vote is all they're trying to do because the less people that vote, the better off that Republicans are. The harder they make it to vote, the more radicals there are in the voting pool because the radicals are willing to go to extreme lengths to vote. Whereas your average person that just, like we said, that 31% that couldn't be bothered in this last election, they're not going to go to the extra steps. That's all that's about. It's just making it harder to get people involved. So yeah, that's a call to you folks. Use your grandma power, use your mom power, get people informed and involved, use your family ties to get people to do the right thing going forward. And I promise you, I am going to make sure they have plenty of reason over the next 2 years to get involved. That is my job. That is what I'm going to do. The Controlled Substances Act would be updated to include and schedule fentanyl-related substances. That's a biggie. That is a huge one. The verbiage of this bill is they're going to classify fentanyl in such a way that it is difficult. Folks, cancer victims are prescribed fentanyl lozenges. Yeah. Fentanyl, like I told you, before fentanyl became the drug du jour, and I explained why, it has to do with it's synthetic. You don't have to harvest a crop. You don't have to harvest a coca crop. You don't have to harvest opium poppies. You don't have to, none of that to get fentanyl. It is synthetically created in a lab. That's why fentanyl was popular. It's cheap and easy. There's no dangerous politics to get it. That's why the cartels use it. That doesn't mean that it wasn't a medically necessary drug, because it was and it is. Folks, they really do give cancer patients fentanyl lozenges. They prescribe them. EMTs say, I don't know, your legs are crushed. In order to treat you, they have to get you calm. And it's really hard. Yeah, absolutely, Michael Hernandez. I'm going there, definitely. Exactly. There are multiple uses. But they carry fentanyl in the back of ambulances. And let's say that your legs are crushed. I've seen some really horrific incidences in my lifetime. To treat you, they have to get you to hold still. Okay? Just to be blunt about it. They need you to hold frickin' still. And someone in agonizing, writhing pain, combined with the psychological understanding that your appendages have been shredded, tends to not want to hold still. Here comes the fentanyl. Immediate reduction in about 30 to 40% of your pain. And it slows your system down. So that EMTs can, I don't know, keep you from bleeding out. Save your life. Yeah, it has a lot. As people have been pointing out, it's used in surgeries. MS patients are prescribed fentanyl. There are a lot of real medical uses for fentanyl. And again, this is just lazy stupidity on part of the Republicans. They're going to complicate all of this. They're going to make all of the good uses will be the first victims of Republican ineptitude and stupidity, because they have spent the last several years saying fentanyl. They got fentanyl lollipops. We're coming across the border. Look, they got fentanyl colored pills that look like candy. And that's all it's about. It is the trash TV regime. No thought processes, no thinking things through, no, actual governing, no practicality, there you go. Colleen Sarah, thank you. Use fentanyl patches all the time in hospice and LTC residents. Yeah. And now they're just going to make it incredibly complicated for people to use, because they're stupid. Because they've spent the last several years making fentanyl their right-wing, stupid, MAGA, moron, trash people's boogeyman. So they're going to pass that stupid, that was just one of the worst ones that I saw. And there's the last one. Temporary moratoriums on the use of hydraulic fracturing would be banned. So yeah, the federal government is going to tell you, if you start having earthquakes and it's damaging property, which is why there's two reasons. A ban on fracking survives the course. It's because A, they're contaminating groundwater, which when you use an incredibly high pressure diaphragm pump to shove chemicals into the ground that don't mix well with drinking water, it can bleed into drinking water. So they will ban fracking over, I don't know, like San Antonio, Texas, entire existence revolves around an aquifer, an underground aquifer. Maybe we shouldn't frack there. But hey, the Republicans are saying San Antonio can never say, stay out of my aquifer zone. They don't think it through. They're lazy and they're stupid. We have the ability to ban fracking right now, and we are producing more oil than any nation on the face of the planet. More oil than we have ever produced, ever. And the ability to ban fracking exists. What's the point? Oligarchs over people. Make it cheap and easy for oligarchs. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. The Republicans, just like Donald Trump, will pander to the billionaires for the money. Keep writing them checks. We're going to build camps, not because we don't already have institutions to do everything that these camps are going to do, but we want the spectacle. And the people that run the camps that we give them contracts to, they can write us checks. They're con men. They're thieves. All of them. All of them. They have no morals at all. Here's another example. This is coming your way, folks. This is going to be one of those things that the average person doesn't understand, but I'm sure you will understand the seriousness of this. Right now, I want you to imagine going to get a phone line for your political operation. Addiction is an illness, not a personal failing. It is a big problem with many wingnuts. Absolutely, Stoneflower. I appreciate the support, and you're dead right on that. You know, addiction isn't something that's solved by stupidity. You need smart, caring people to deal with addiction. You people are going to understand the seriousness of that. I want you to imagine for 1 second that you are me. I run a highly political YouTube program. I want you to imagine for a second, I go down to my phone company. And say, I need a phone line for my business. And that phone company doesn't say, okay, Mr. Texas Paul, we got you. It's this much. No, they say, what's your business? And I say, what? Just come on, phone boy. Give me my phone. No. What's your business? I run a political program. Okay, let me look up your politics. Oh, I don't agree with that. We're not going to give you a phone. Or you can only have the slowest, least reliable phone connection we have. But we're going to charge you as much as the premium phone connection because I don't like your business. Well, I'm going to sue you. Can't. There's no regulation on that. Nothing to stop me from doing it. That's what the loss of net neutrality is for the internet. That exact scenario. Lori Yates, thank you for the support. Democrats, starting with President Obama, have always said the internet is ours. It's infrastructure, just like phone lines. There has to be neutrality. Republicans have fought that. They eliminated, as soon as Trump got into power, he eliminated net neutrality. That's what Kash Patel did. That's where Kash Patel comes from. That was one of the first things he did as part of the last Trump administration, was to eliminate net neutrality, which allowed, basically, do you like the way your health insurance companies operate? Because this allows that's the best example I can give you, is this allows your internet service provider to act like your health insurance company. They can just charge you whatever the hell they want. Robert Walsh, thank you for the support, my man. A Trumper right-wing court said that no, the internet is different. It's not the same as phone lines. It's smarter. They literally said this, folks. It's smarter and more complex than phone line. So we can't let you regulate it like phone lines. We can't pretend it's like water, or, water comes in dumb pipes. They used that verbiage, dumb pipes. The internet isn't dumb pipes. They said it's not like water, it's not like electricity, it's not like phones. It's different. So yeah, the Biden administration reinstituted net neutrality. Trump's courts just killed it. Just killed it. The legislation just finished. It's over. Now, to reinstitute net neutrality, what it will take on our part is a Democratic supermajority to codify it into law specifically. We can't even just elect another Democratic administration because of this precedent set out in this decision. That's what they're doing, folks. It's always oligarchs over people. That's what the Republicans are. That is my message. You're going to hear it over and over and over and over. And I'm going to show you instances after instances after instances where it's always oligarchs over people. Ken Applegate, apologies if this is a boneheaded question, but is there any chance someone in the state employs McConnell's playbook and obstructs this con artist? That is the plan, my friend. That is the plan. We're going to stay on campaign footing. We are going to make these Republican sons of bitches fail at trying to destroy our country. That is the point. Yes, they're going to do damage. Yes, they're going to do damage because they're stupid people like this. This is one of the next things. We got a couple more things to cover, and we'll go to the round table. Trump supporters threaten to boycott Costco over DEI, a private company. As we said before, diversity, equity, inclusion is not setting aside specific number of jobs for people, nothing like that. All it is making sure you recruit from the largest pool possible. That's all DEI is. It's nothing special. They've created it into some boogeyman that makes white people feel like they're going to lose out. So the bigots are going to boycott Costco. I'm going to rewrite that headline, and I'm going to tell you, Costco just became a really freaking great place to shop. I wish I had one. I wish I had one. Folks, people that shop at Costco are not right-wingers, but the few that were there, gone. Tell me that's not a good thing, baby. Costco just became the blue sky of the shopping world. I read that headline and I was like, oh no, don't do that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tell me, if you shop, I wish I had a Costco. I don't have a Costco here because I live out in the sticks. I don't. And they're not going to build one out here because of these morons. These are the morons they would be servicing. But yeah, you Costco people, does it bother you does this not make you want to go to Costco more? I want to go to Costco. I want to find a Costco. I want to go to Dallas where there is a Costco and go shopping. I do. Oh my God. Oh, these people have no idea how much we just want them to go away. Just, okay, yeah, please don't shop where we shop. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. Oh my God, folks. I hope your coffee is as good as mine. Thank you again for that Hank's coffee. It's really good. It's really good. So yeah, that's the kind of thing we're going to be looking at over the next few years. I do want to leave you with some good news, and then I want to leave you with a little bit of caution. First, some good news. And I do have a question. I say it's good news, but I got a question. Does this look like $100 million bridge to you? Does that bridge look like it's going to cost? Now, to be fair, see how it's painted on one end and not the other? It's painted all the way across now. It's finished. That's the news. They just finished this bridge. This bridge is in Laredo, Texas. This is the new bridge that's going to provide crossings for freight transit. And again, just to be clear, we Democrats are trying really freaking hard to improve our systems, put technology in place so that we can scan these freight cars, so that we can, you know what I mean? We're trying to put the technology in place, and you know, that's what we're trying to do. The Republicans, not so much. So yeah, this freight line is going to be, you're going to have illegal immigrants in train cars. You're going to have drugs in train cars and things like that. Yeah, there's going to be a downside to this. But the upside to this is overwhelmingly, that's just a small fraction of what it means to do business with Mexico. And just, you know, like the old saying, the business of America is business. And this infrastructure was sadly needed. It was sad. The bridges and the crossings down there at the Mexican border are a disaster, folks. They are. And this bridge is a good thing. Of course, you haven't heard my idiot governor talking about this at all. This is going to be an economic boom for the state of Texas. You remember Mexico threatened to move this project a couple of years ago, saying, look, we'll just do business with New Mexico. We'll ship this stuff through, New Mexico, because these rail lines are going up to factories in the north. They're delivering goods here in the south. It's a good thing that this bridge went into play. I question that it should have cost $100 million. For Christ's sake, that's $1/10 billion on one rail bridge. A rail bridge? I mean, come on. Really? Yeah, I think we kind of need to look at the contracting on that one, but I'm glad it's there. I'm glad it's there. It's a good thing. But you won't hear that. You won't hear Greg Abbott talking about that, man. He's, because again, the MAGA bigots are going to be, oh my God, you put in a rail bridge down in Mexico. The union people are going to be like, oh my God, you put in a rail bridge to Mexico. We wanted to be isolationist. So yeah, there's that. There's a good bit of news. We've beefed up a little infrastructure. We have. I'm pissed off at how much it cost, but we did. We beefed up some infrastructure. All right, now here's a bit of caution. I want you to look at this. Last thing we're going to talk about on the way out the door. Don't do this. These people are giving this woman hell. Okay? They are giving her hell, because this is an AI picture of a coat drive. So I went to her Instagram. This is obviously on Instagram, and I went and looked at the original post. And the reason that they're giving her hell is that down here where it's cut off, where it says more. Yeah, if you go to Instagram, it doesn't say more. It's just got the full thing there. It openly says, this is generated by AI. This is not meant to pretend to be what they're insinuating. They're accusing her of falsely claiming that she did this for charity. This is an announcement that a coat drive is going to be beginning. And it says that very clearly. And it says very clearly at the bottom, this is AI generated. Folks, anybody that's been involved with a coat drive, the Hunt County Democrats, I just went and celebrated their coat drive with them. Again, get in touch with your local Democratic Party. They do good things. They really do good things. Of course, they don't look like that. That looks like something out of a Seinfeld episode where they had his old coats that he sold. You know what I mean? That's not what a coat drive looks like. They're very eclectic. You could do all different kinds. It was obvious that was not a real picture of a coat drive. It was just an announcement by this person in a coat drive that their organization that they work with is getting started. But God, it is our side our side that are absolutely roasting this person. Come on, folks. Do better. Do better. Yes. Is it a problem that going forward, people are going to be able to just create bullshit on AI and claim it? Yeah, that's a problem. And it's going to happen. You're going to get churches, you're going to get all kinds of people. They're going to say, "Oh, look what we did." And they didn't really do anything. You know, that's going to be a problem. But yeah, let's be better about this. We need to not be infighting on our own. We need to not be tearing good things down. We need to, yes, be careful, but let's be smart about it. Let's be smart about it. Let's not be the stupids. Leave that to MAGA. Leave that to the Republicans. Let's not attack our own. Let's build each other up when it's good things being done in the future. Okay? Anyways, that's what I've got for you today. That's our show for today. We've got a few minutes left for a roundtable. If anybody would like to throw anything out there, any comments, that's a good one right there. Judy Bartholomew says HEB donated millions to the GOP and Rump. Is anybody, were those matching? Because there's a lot of companies out there that do that. They donate to both. They do. And HEB has a very, very, very strong Democratic base. So it would strike me, Judy, that it would probably be something where they did, it was a 50-50 thing. I don't know. Does anybody have better information or solid information to back that up? All right, let's talk about it. All right, let's find some good comments in there. Get in touch with your local Democratic Party. Most of your local Democratic parties will do this. They again, Hunt Valley Democrat, or Hunt County Democrats chose an elementary school in their area, and they did a coat drive, raised over 200 coats, brand spanking new, nice coats for kids. Yeah, get involved with your local Democratic Party. They do good things. They do good things. Thanks for the support, Jason. I appreciate you, brother. Lisa McBaron. What happened is I was talking about Las Vegas, and I was talking about what the guy in Las Vegas did by leaving our company with extreme prejudice. As I stream this, YouTube has an AI that filters through what I say. And they took down not just my live, but tons of videos from people. The concern was, and the email I got from Google was, "Hey, look, we can't have anybody talking about that topic of people, again, leaving our company with extreme prejudice in any way that would anybody could even remotely construe as positive. We won't allow that on our platform." And I was like, good for them. Good for them. But, I sent an appeal because I didn't want this to go a mark on my record or anything like that. And they took a look at it and said, "Oh, you weren't doing that." And then they brought the video back up. The problem is it was a live. It was what we're doing now. And the live got taken down. And people immediately realized not only did the live get taken down, but they took the entire everything off of YouTube. It's back now. They put it back. They realized I didn't do what they were worried about. But yeah, it interrupts the live. So if something like that ever happens, know that, yeah, it might take about 10 minutes to regenerate another live and, keep going, but I will. And we did. There are actually 2 lives from Wednesday, but that's what happened is YouTube. And like I said, I've said this multiple times. I'm not even mad. Yeah, it was inconvenient for you and me and whatever, but good on YouTube, good on Google for doing what they were doing. I'd rather have them err on the side of caution on things like that. So yeah, it was inconvenient, and I'm sorry about that. And it was frustrating for everybody involved. But, again, it is what it is. Does that clear it up? Do you understand what happened? Good comment there. Ward Watson, Mexico has the power to destroy our economy. China will assist them. We will lose the tariff war. Yeah, that war would not be good for anybody. Mexico's and Canada are our number 1 trading partners. That is literally shooting ourselves in the foot. And I'll give you another one that where the stupidity is extreme. And I'm going to have to do a show from down there. Is Panama. I've been in contact with people down there to find out how they're feeling about this and what they're thinking about this. And they think Trump's a joke. They're not taking it seriously. They think Trump is a joke. Trump can't take their canal from them or anything like that. I've assured them they don't know how stupid Trump is. But again, this is the problem we're going to face over the next 4 years. China is doing just the opposite. China is financing public works in Panama. They are. They're beefing up their electric grid, which hits home to me in Texas. China is financing them rebuilding their electric grid and making a modern, good to go, 100% solid electric grid because China wants to do business. They want to utilize Panama as an entry port to do business in North, Central, and South America. So they need the infrastructure. China is being very friendly with Panama. What are we doing? Threatening to take their crap. Looking like idiots. Yeah, that's going to be a problem for us over the next 4 years. That's going to be a problem for us. We are going to lose a lot of ground in the world. We're going to lose a lot of status. China is going to do very well under the Trump administration because MAGA are stupid enough to believe. And, ask our European audience. This is one of the biggest knocks they have on us. Most Americans don't travel. We're very isolated. They don't understand. It ain't all about us. There's a whole world out there. And Trump and MAGA think that we can just say, we'll slap tariffs on you and that'll be the end of your world. No, it won't. Will it cause business interruptions? Sure. Will everybody involved be hurt? Sure. But it'll be our fault. And they will go on. That sun will still keep coming up in the east and still be setting in the west. And those factories will still be working. And they will still be out there earning customers, even if we're not involved. Do we have leverage? Sure. Should we use it wisely? Yeah. Should we be acting as friends to Mexico, to Panama, to all of our neighbors? Yes. Yes. Should we be financing public works and helping them build up their infrastructure? Yes. We should be, but we can't even get Republicans to fix our own infrastructure because oligarchs want to squeeze as much money out of the US as possible without paying for anything. So yeah, that's going to be a problem over the next few years. And you can see we're going to lose a lot of ground. And no, these people are not wise enough to see the big picture. They are not. China is. China absolutely is. China is investing heavily. Panama is the perfect example, the perfect microcosm of exactly how China, a country that really cannot, they have one or two advantages, and that is they've got a young, large population, and two, huge natural resources available to them without any real regulation on, pollution or whatnot. It's a business first environment in China. But we can compete with that. We can. Smart immigration policy, utilization of our, let's face it, folks, we're the innovators. They copy our crap. We can compete. But we have to be smart. And that's what we were going to do in this last election. People have no idea what they voted away. They have no idea what they voted away. They don't. And they have no idea the advantage they gave to a political and economic adversary. That's it. That's why, and I'm going to say it again, I'm not kissing your ass. This is why you're so important, why you have to stay. I get it. I'm going to disconnect a little bit myself. I am. I'm going to recharge my batteries. I get it that you're going to do it. But don't, please, pretty please, don't. You have to stay involved. It's critical to our future, to our country, that you utilize, again, I call it grandma power, but it's parent power, it's brother power, it's sister power. It is getting good information to people, talking to the stupids in a way they understand. Make it about them. We're going to message it. We are. People like me, Midas Touch, groups like that, we're working on it, folks. This is what we're doing. This is why we're here. Well, look, I love you, folks. We ran a little bit long. Thank you for being here. God, I love spending time with you. That's what I've got for you today. I appreciate all the support. Couldn't do it without you. My tummy's grumbling. I'm starving. Let's go grab something to eat and have a good day. And I will see you Sunday, folks. I'm going to try to get a guest in here for Sunday, hopefully a good one. So I'm in communication, so I'm not going to spill the tea because I don't want, them not be able to make it and disappoint you. But we're going to try to bring in a guest, and we're going to do some more conversations about important subjects. Maybe we'll get off politics a little bit, but we're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a good show. Try to be here. See you Sunday, folks. Thank you, Ward. I appreciate you. Last comment out the door. Love to watch your show. Extreme insight is lacking in the mainstream media. Amen. Amen. Enjoy some Texas cities at night.